Good morning, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us here on this Wednesday, getting halfway through the week. Boy, a chilly start to the morning here. Last night we had to get those down comforters out and ready, just in case.
I think you are not alone. We had our space heaters on, Netta. So yeah, it is feeling like fall, that's for sure.
Yes, a chilly start to the day. It's going to make it hard to step outside, but you know, just bundle up. We're here to warn you and just prepare you for it. Our views across our mountains and the coastal views, all showing clear skies, not a cloud in sight. Sunrise time will be at 6:51, so you see that initial glow as we wait for the sun to come up. The sun will warm us up by this afternoon, but not right now. As we get closer and closer to sunrise time, these temperatures will drop another degree or two. So that's our chilliest time of day. It is 35 in Ramona, 41 in Poway, low 50s up and down the coastline. I can bet a lot of people will be waking up to some frost as well. Jenny.
You're waking up to a couple of crashes as well. I'm putting in a new one as we speak. I will tell you your travel times are fine. I don't see a huge amount of volume, but there's a crash eastbound on the 8 at Morena, and then also here's a new one. This is impacting the 5 southbound side. Just happened right before Leucadia. Cruiser off to the right-hand shoulder through the Encinitas area.
Jenny, thank you. We are staying on top of a big development this morning impacting our border. The U.S. plans to reopen its land borders with Mexico and Canada to non-essential travel next month.
News 8's Chris Groh is live in Santee now with everything we need to know about this. This is going to impact a lot of people here, Chris.
A lot of people throughout the South Bay for really a lot of portions of our county. And this is big news also for a lot of businesses that haven't had the amount of customers that they are used to because of the lack of cross-border crossings. So with this having such a big impact on the economy, as you might imagine, Mayor Todd Gloria has been advocating for the federal reopening of the cross-border travel here on the ground. And he did react to this late last night by writing on Twitter here, quote, we're going to put this up for you, starting maybe more on this tomorrow being today, but for now I'll just say I'm proud of our border city and what we've accomplished by being persistent and working together. Rest easy, San Diego. Better days are on the horizon for our binational region. Now, 2 weeks ago, Gloria was in D.C. to push for the border reopening. As for how this is going to work, well, border crossings will reopen to non-essential travel starting in early November. Everyone entering the U.S. will be required to show proof of vaccination against COVID-19. Now, a similar vaccination requirement for people entering the U.S. from foreign countries by plane will also take place in November, too. So, again, it's going to be both air and land. U.S. citizens, green card holders, and individuals traveling for medical care have been exempted from the non-essential travel restrictions really since they were instituted during the pandemic. That's how those people have been able to cross to and from, especially here on the land. But according to CBS News, starting in January 2022, so next year, the U.S. will require all travelers, including those engaging in essential travel, to show proof of vaccination before entering a land border crossing. So, again, this is expected to have a huge impact on our area, especially as we move forward into the new year. So we do expect to hear from Mayor Todd Gloria later on this morning. So, of course, when we get that, we will be sure to share that with you. But for now, we're going to send it back to you, Eric and Stella.
Chris, thank you. This morning, a community is dealing with a long road to try to rebuild just days after that deadly plane crash in Santee.
This comes as more details and questions come to light about what happened. News 8's Evan Arani is live in Santee with the latest on the investigation. Good morning, Evan.
Good morning to you as well. That's right. We, of course, are ahead of the sunrise here in Santee, but NTSB investigators will be on scene yet again today after the last 24 hours of their investigation that is still ongoing, a process that could take weeks, if not months, in order to come to any solid conclusions. And, of course, this investigation alongside many families that are working to rebuild their neighborhood, their homes, and they say that it will be a long road to recovery as well.
When you're overloaded, we call it task saturated, meaning you got so many things to do. You can imagine, when somebody's telling you, hey, do this, do that, and you're trying to, and you get discombobulated.
And that's a flight expert who was talking about the possibilities of how this plane could have gone down. We want to run through some of that information for you. Colleagues of the pilot, Dr. Doss, say he was an experienced pilot. Even the flight experts that News 8 spoke with say you could see that from the data that was recovered. They say he would sometimes fly back and forth from Arizona to San Diego multiple times in one day even. One flight expert that we spoke with said he was on an IFR flight plan, which means he was licensed to fly in certain weather conditions like clouds and low visibility. visibility. He believes something other than weather was a factor in this crash. Experts say in the final moments before the plane crashed, Dr. Doss was flying erratically. It's possible that the plane was overloaded, as you heard in that soundbite there. There's also the possibility of some sort of malfunction or that a medical emergency took place. All of these are factors that those NTSB investigators will be working on determining. They say they're also going to be working to see what the possibility is of sleep deprivation along the way or the last time the plane was serviced. When you think about the possibilities of how this plane could have gone down and what factors could have contributed to it, there are many, many to consider. And the NTSB, of course, will be working on that with the data that they're able to get from the flight path and from the plane itself, as well as what they're able to recover here from the scene. And as I mentioned, on the street itself this morning, there is still plenty of debris scattered ahead of this sunrise. Now, the families that we spoke with who are working with their insurance providers in order to get their homes rebuilt say this is a process that could take 12 to 18 months. One of the families that we spoke with, the son, said he was the one on the phone with the insurance providers as his parents are still reliving that trauma that took place on Monday when that plane went down. And so this could be a long road to recovery, both emotionally and to actually get these streets back open, to get these homes rebuilt. It will be a long process nonetheless. In Santee, I'm Evan Irani, News 8.
Evan, thank you. The plane's pilot, Dr. Sugata Doss, here is being remembered as a gifted doctor and dedicated husband and father. Dr. Doss grew up in India, where he became a prominent cardiologist before coming to the U.S. He has practiced in Yuma, Arizona for the past 16 years. His wife and sons live in San Diego, and Dr. Doss was known to fly between both cities frequently. And tributes are growing for the UPS driver killed in the plane crash, Steve Krueger here. Fellow UPS drivers across the county held a moment of silence to remember him yesterday. Krueger spent more than 3 decades delivering for UPS. Customers remember him as kind, funny, and easy to talk to. We talked to his brother, Jeff.
People just gravitated to him. And when they started a conversation with him, it would continue. And he was just a naturally likable guy.
We're told Krueger was planning to retire next year.
This morning, the group that has fought mask mandates in schools across California is expected to speak out about their lawsuit against San Diego Unified. Let Them Choose, which is part of the Let Them Breathe group, is suing the district over its COVID vaccine mandate for students over the age of 16 and staff. The group says students who don't comply with the mandate will be harmed by having to learn from home. District officials have said the vaccine requirement will protect families and reduce learning disruptions caused by COVID outbreaks. We reached out to San Diego Unified for a response to this lawsuit, but have not heard back.
Star Trek actor William Shatner is heading to space today.
Yes, the 90-year-old will be the oldest man in space. Shatner and 3 other passengers will take off on a Blue Origin space flight at 7 a.m. The trip will last just 11 minutes, but the actor says he's looking forward to being weightless and looking into the, quote, vastness of the universe. And I bet when you're up there in space, you realize just how small we are.
Right. I think he's going to get 3 minutes of weightlessness. 3 minutes he'll never forget. Wow, that's
awesome.
Incredible.
Yeah, you could see that big smile on his face. He's excited. So what, in the next less than an hour, perhaps,
Yes.
it could be taken off out of Van Horn, Texas, that little town that just got all kinds of attention from these launches. It's pretty impressive what they're able to do. So best of luck to them. We'll, of course, be watching that all morning. Good morning to all of you as you are waking up here on land, perhaps. We're looking at a cool start to the day. It is 6:09 here, and downtown San Diego, you just dropped a degree, 51 degrees under clear skies. Winds are calm. Look at that 24-hour temperature change. It's not just your imagination. It is colder this morning by about 10 degrees in a lot of spots. So that's why some of you may notice a bit of frost forming for those inland valleys, places around Ramona area, especially where you're near freezing. Watch out for that. It's 35 in Ramona where that weather station is, but some of those valley spots do get colder. 41 in Poway, 50 in Del Mar and Carlsbad, 51 for downtown San Diego. In the mountains, you're waking up to the 40s. Look at the deserts, 47 degrees. To the north of us, there is a frost advisory for parts of the deserts, and that's going to last until 9 o'clock this morning. Also fire weather watches, but that's way up north in the LA County area. For us, our winds are calm. We're going to see sunshine and clear skies all day today. So by the afternoon, low 70s. So that's where we will peak for downtown San Diego. Of course, starting off in the low 50s by 10 a.m., mid 60s, and then 72 degrees by this afternoon. So your afternoon highs are actually going to start feeling warmer. We are a couple degrees warmer today than we were yesterday for this afternoon. 73 Poway, 75 in Escondido, 71 in Ramona. But I'm going to step out of the shot so you can see this view because it's just so clear. There's no clouds, which is kind of rare. We always talk about, you know, the marine layer and all that stuff. Not today. Jen.